on central bank digital currencies. One is the wholesale piece. So basically, our interactions as a commercial bank with the central bank. And here, I would say it makes a lot of sense. This is new technology coming in. We can talk about it, advantage, disadvantage, but at the end, it's an efficiency game, and maybe it's a security game. Makes a lot of sense. A completely different ball game it is when you start to talk about the retail, central bank digital currency. Not because it's digital. I can pay with digital with my mobile. Has nothing to do with central bank digital currency. But I think the fundamental change is the underlying business model is as a retail customer, as a citizen, will have an account with the central bank. I don't have just an account with a commercial bank. I have it with the central bank.
Australian diplomat at one point about this break between the US and China and said, both sides are going to say, whose team are you on? And he said, our job is to make sure the question never arises. But the question has arisen. And so I think we have to go deeper. And it's not about the US versus China. It's about what underpins a world order is always the financial system. I was very privileged. My father was an advisor to Nixon when they came off the gold standard in '71, and so I was brought up with a kind of inside view of how very important the financial structure is to absolutely everything else. And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new one, the new accounting, is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens, in my opinion.
Never seen anything like them.
It's Independence Day. It's June, Gabriel!
Nor come to pass.
We in June! Ain't no microchips! We in June! Ain't no microchips! Chips! 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 We in June! Ain't no microchips! June! 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 Ain't no microchips! We in June! June! It's June! Ain't no microchips!
Isn't that powerful?
Ain't no microchip. Ain't no microchips. It's June. Give me that. You got it, Isaac?
Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 22. When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass.
We in June. Ain't no microchips. It's June.
Got rid of cash for an entire month. Didn't use any physical cards, so just digital means. And throughout the experiment, I wanted to push myself and try to find what's the furthest possible extent of this future of payments. And I found a guy who is chipping people in Sweden, and I went over to Sweden and he did it.
We in June! Ain't no microchips! It's June!
I found a guy who is chipping people in Sweden, and I found a guy who is chipping people in Sweden, and I found a guy who is chipping people in Sweden, and I found a guy who is chipping people in Sweden, and I went over to Sweden and he did it.
We in June! Ain't no microchips! It's June!
Never seen anything like them.
It's Independence Day. It's June, Gabriel!